After spending some time in Philly and seeing Gracie Abrams in concert, we decided to drive over to New York and spend some time there. The next morning, we drove over to Connecticut to walk around the Yale campus, but not before we had breakfast at the cutest bakery/bookstore. After visiting the Yale campus, we spent the next couple of hours driving around New Haven and its surroundings. To finish the day off, we spent some time in the Yale Library in New Haven. I don't recall ever seeing cherry blossoms, so I got so excited when we found a park full of them the next morning. The rest of the day was spent driving through Long Island. To continue on with the mini college trip, we visited FIT, or the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York, the following morning. After walking through FIT's displayed exhibits, my sister, my dad, and I went to go see Moulin Rouge on Broadway. After the show, we took a walk around the main parts of Manhattan and then walked over to Central Park to see the sunset and enjoy the beautiful skyline of New York City. Our 5th day in New York City started by visiting the new school Parsons campus and then walking over to Washington Square Park through New York University. Because we got an early start to the day, while waiting for the breakfast place to open, I made my mom and my sister visit Cornelia Street and Taylor Swift's old apartment. For breakfast, we had some delicious Thai food right by New York University's campus. To continue our girls' day, after running in the pouring rain to Soho, we decided to spend some time shopping around Brandy and Glossier. Despite being out of many products, the Glossier location in New York was so cute and I cannot wait to go back. To continue with the Taylor Swift theme, I decided to take my sister and my mom to the location where Taylor Swift shot her All Too Well music video. I also absolutely love to go thrifting while I'm traveling, so we stopped by the next store and checked out some things there. We then continued our walk over to East Village, where we stopped by some more thrift stores. After visiting our 4th thrift store of the day, I finally found a pair of jeans that fit so perfectly that I ended up getting them. On our walk over to Little Italy for lunch, we decided to stop by Tire Thrift because I've seen so many of their videos on my For You page, but unfortunately, despite having the cutest selection of clothes, everything was very overpriced. After finally making it to Little Italy, we kept up our tradition and went to Napoli, which is a place that we absolutely loved in the past. After another walk, we decided to finish the day off with the Brooklyn Bridge. After walking over 20,000 steps in total for the day, we decided to take the subway back to our hotel room. Our last full day in New York City started with sushi for breakfast. Without making it too far from the sushi place, we stopped at a bakery for dessert. All the pastries looked so delicious that it was very difficult choosing a dessert.
Вот так вот мы и ходим по Нью-Йорку.
It was so freaking good.
So good.
Alright, this is the apple pie. You know what's in
That's his literally third bite already.
Смотри, какой шоколад с этим всяким.
Unfortunately for my bank account, I cannot just ignore Barnes & Noble, so of course we had to go inside. As an art student, I couldn't leave New York without visiting an art museum, so because we did the Met last time, we decided to go to MoMA, or the Museum of Modern Art in New York, and I honestly don't know which one I prefer. After spending more than 2.5 hours walking around the museum, I went down to the gift shop where I spent another hour trying to convince myself that I do not need all of these art books.
All of these are art books, and you expect me not to go broke? But the good thing is that most of them are like way too big to fit into my luggage or to like pass the weight limit on the plane. So that kind of saves me, but I did take like a bunch of photos of the ones that I do want. Instead I'm getting these really light postcards because I love taping them on my wall as like mini posters, and because they kind of work really well as like bookmarks, and they're just like really cute. I'm gonna go check out before I get literally this entire thing.
After the museum, we found the nearest Starbucks to recharge our phones and take a little energy break before taking a subway to Columbia University. After spending another hour and a half walking around the Columbia campus, my sister and I went to Tea Magic to go grab some boba.
Don't give a reaction.
It's literally just like the one that I take at home.
Really? That's how yours tastes like?
Unfortunately, after waiting for an entire week to go to the flea market, it was raining, so many vendors did not end up showing up, but that did not stop our thrift trip. Thrifty Hog was unsuccessful and in my opinion a bit overpriced, but I hit the absolute jackpot in Goodwill. I found the cutest striped button down that was very Gracie, and then my sister brought me literal Taylor Swift merch, like this is from her actual store, which I could not believe. And then I also found this Juicy Couture zip bob, which I also ended up getting because how could I not? And then I got super lucky with this summer floral dress that I actually ended up wearing for my birthday, and I thought it was a bit see-through, but I think we were okay. And then I also found some other really cute stuff that I did not put in the video, but overall, Goodwill was very successful. After completely overstuffing my backpack with the new things that I got at Goodwill, we decided to take one last shopping trip to Macy's on 7th Avenue. Despite getting absolutely soaked in the rain, we finally made it. On our flight back home, I thought that I'd like Chicago, but unfortunately that was not the movie for me, so I ended up going with one of my favorite rom-coms, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, because that's just one that you can never go wrong with. And then before we knew it, we were back home in Miami.